let me go on and add, while we talking about Abdullah Mason, Abdullah Mason just got locked in to fight NAKATHILA, a Shakur Stevenson former foe. Interesting. And he's going to be the co-main event on the Keyshawn Davis Edwin De Los Santos card, which is today. I think they have a press conference today for the Keyshawn Davis Edwin De Los Santos fight today. So I don't know what time. I'll check what time in a second. But they got that going on today. But Abdullah Mason is the co-main event. This is his third fight in 4 months. Third fight in 4 months. This man, Abdullah's active out here, man. Active. And you gotta respect it, man, for sure. And I see the play, Top Rank. Hey, y'all gotta see the play, man. Y'all gotta read the room. My man BVO, you gotta read the room, man. Hey, y'all Cleveland cats, man. Y'all don't be reading the room too much, man. Like the Cincinnati cats, man. I know BVO. I know, man. Y'all don't get down like us, man. I know it. I know, brother. But they gotta read the room. You feel me? Peep the play from Top Rank. What they doing? They got Keyshawn Davis fighting Edwin De Los Santos, the same guy that Shakur Stevenson fought on Top Rank almost a couple years ago. And then they got Abdullah Mason fighting NAKATHILA, another Shakur Stevenson former foe. You know what I mean? And both of those fights that Shakur Stevenson had with both of those guys, he had trouble. He didn't fight well in both of those fights. So if you look at the play, y'all gotta read the room. Top Rank and Shakur is like getting like this shit could be bad for Shakur in so many different layers. You know what I mean? But if you don't peek the play with Top Rank, what they doing, they trying to play Shakur cop on their side too as well. They basically like shit. You know what, man? Hey, Shakur, man, we Keyshawn, we gonna have you fight Edwin De Los Santos, and then shit, I got it. We gonna have Abdullah Mason fight NAKATHILA, so we can be promoted as shit. Daggone Keyshawn Davis, he didn't beat Edwin De Los Santos better than Shakur Stevenson, and then Abdullah beat NAKATHILA better than Shakur Stevenson. They're trying to push that whole narrative. Top Rank has a way of their matchmaking. Just do my guy, salute my brother. Yeah, match like Top Rank has a way of doing things, man. And I think they're trying to shit on Shakur with those two fights for real. And of course, it ain't nothing to Keyshawn on his end for real in particular. You know what I'm saying? It's just business with him for us, fighting Edwin De Los Santos. Edwin De Los Santos is coming off, being inactive, didn't fight since the Shakur fight, had a blood clot, had an arm injury as well. You know what I mean? He had some serious, health issues. Blood clot, that's some serious shit. And, NAKATHILA, haven't heard from him recently, haven't seen him much, but, these are two fights that Keyshawn and Abdullah should win on this card. And, it's very ironic that Top Rank set it up this way. Top Rank, they have a way of doing things. Their matchmaking is impeccable. They like out of all other promotional companies, Top Rank has the best matchmaking in boxing. Clear as day. Top Rank has the best matchmaking in boxing. Like they really do. And I see the play with Top Rank on this shit, man. And this could be bad. They trying to make Shakur Stevenson look bad because you think about Top Rank, they didn't like the way that Shakur Stevenson ended his whole situation with them for real. He didn't like that. You seen what they was trying to do? They was putting the cameras in the crowd when the crowd in Jersey was leaving and stuff, and I mean they just promoting so much to downplay Shakur Stevenson. They even put out the number of what they offered him on a re-signing situation with Top Rank and everything, putting out that they was going to give Shakur $3 million per fight for 5 fights, which is $15 million. You know what I mean? They put the number out, like they did a lot of that shit to try to have leverage and fuck with Shakur on. And even with Shakur not being on Top Rank anymore, they're still fucking with Shakur even more now by having KEYSHAWN Davis, his brother, fight Edwin De Los Santos, and Abdullah Mason fighting NAKATHILA. And it's interesting to see, man. June 7th, man. This man, Abdullah Mason, keep building, man. Like he's growing. 3 fights in 4 months. Of course, obviously, we're going to see him, for sure, once or twice, probably after this again. You know what I mean? Probably Giovanni Cabrera, probably that fight on the table still, later down the line. You know what I mean? Top Rank is doing a great job moving Abdullah Mason. I got to say that. I got to really admit that. Abdullah Mason is in contender mode. He's not a prospect anymore. So all of the whole prospect talk that we got for us, Abdullah Mason, we can end that shit. He's not a prospect anymore. He's in contender mode now. You know what I mean? So we can dead the whole prospect talk because he's definitely contending now. He's fighting 10-round fights now. You know what I'm saying? Even though fights might not get to 10 rounds messing with him, but he's fighting 10-round fights now. So he's a contender. And he's ranked in the WBC and the WBO. I mean, like I said this before. Next year he'll be challenging for one of these titles in one of those sanctioning bodies next year. We'll see who got those titles at the time. If Shakur and KEYSHAWN got those titles, and if Abdullah be the guy to challenge one of those guys for one of their titles next year, because Top Rank, they're going to move him into championship contention even more towards the end of this year and get him ready for a title shot next year. And if you listen to Abdullah Mason in his interviews recently, he's speaking on wanting to get that title shot at 135, like 1 or 2. Yeah, he wants that title at 1. He wants a title shot at 135, and he wants it soon. And next year he'll be 100% ready for it. He's gonna be ready for it. Top Rank's building him for that. They build it, and this is another way too, just to put it in a deeper layer. Look at the fact that Abdullah Mason is the co-main on this fight for KEYSHAWN Davis and Edwin De Los Santos, and they both in the same weight class. And Abdullah's ranked in the WBO as well. Yeah, y'all gotta read the room. Top Rank they're gonna try to push that fight eventually with Abdullah Mason and KEYSHAWN Davis. They're gonna try to push that fight. It's all a matter of when it's gonna happen. Will they push it next year? I mean, how long is KEYSHAWN gonna stay at 140? I know a lot of people, we be talking about Abdullah Mason, you know what I'm saying, as well as far as his weight. Like, how long he gonna stay at 135? You know what I'm saying? Like, when he gonna go to 140? Because both of those guys are, guys that we assume KEYSHAWN Davis and Abdullah, they're soon going to have to move to 140, with their weight. But Top Rank, I think they pushing to want to make a fight with Abdullah Mason and KEYSHAWn Davis with having him on the co-main, similar to how PBC has Jamal Charlo and Caleb Plant on the same card on a doubleheader, and they're trying to push for them to fight later on this year. Same shit, and I like it. I think Top Rank. This is my thing. You got guys like Emiliano Vargas and Abdullah Mason, young, hot prospects at 135. You're going to eventually have to put them in the ring together, you know what I'm saying, eventually with some guys to see if they the goods. And I think Top Rank is starting to do that more with Abdullah. They're not doing it so much with Emiliano Vargas so much at the moment. They haven't gave him that, step-up fight yet. You know what I'm saying? But those guys are the future for Top Rank, so they're going to put those guys in position to get title fights, surely. I think Abdullah's on a more faster pace than Emiliano Vargas currently, so Abdullah will be on pace for a title next year. But eventually, if you see how this shit go with Top Rank, KEYSHAWN Davis, Abdullah Mason will be a fire-ass fight. A fire-ass fight. And I'm curious to see if KEYSHAWN would stay at 135 for that fight. Like, would he fight Abdullah Mason? He did talk some little bit of shit talking about Abdullah Mason wouldn't fight nobody and shit like that. And he was moving up guys and shit, and waiting and shit like that. And Even though the same shit happened with him too as well. Like he done moved Gustavo Limos down from 140 to 135 to fight. You know what I mean? Then moved daggone Jose Pedraza from 140 to 135 to fight. So I mean, KEYSHAWN, you contradicted yourself on that shit, talking about Abdullah moving up guys from 130 to 135 when you moving guys down from 140 to 135. But that's a whole nother story, you feel me? A whole nother story, man. I be having so many layers to this shit. That's why I love this shit. But in general, man, I I'm definitely excited to see